Anidaso. Ye wo homa moda. Odofo how ne sing. E den na etete. Esan se wasomdwe hia ye se peace fm no. Na ye se de bia wo ye okay. Na bibia e fa wo ho bia etwa neat yopo. Ye de Anidaso bro. Ye say show yi ya hihye ne fefefe. Ama wona sebio wadi dem. Wana bibi chiron wadwin so anka onye obi a anka obetimi na twetwe nkomo wo ma na Anidaso no. Ye say ye de Anidaso na ebrel. Won say etoda wotumi feel say wiase ni wudi ni ya unya obi a wo kire wadwin kire na oma wa Anidaso to wofu e ma wo hu say engage inso waye hu bia enye ye UTV for say Anidaso ye wo ho mamuda ye fra me Mzgee na wonim say matenasi na che say Anidaso aba inti kan na fra wonua so betenasi na Anidaso every UTV for bro na metenasi say so a wonim say nkofo bi adaruma na me ho ayefe uhunu se me ho ayefe eye nkofo bi adaruma ntia ma me bo ma baso na me makeup die ono na weyi ni nsa fefefe atwa me makeup yopo say eye ofe also you available who ye bridal your friends who ye bride who worry and I say who be your photo shoot who graduate who here makeup for activity bank or you available to follow you to the location and also we ban ho abeye just say ube free 0272149327 na didi die abetra makeup yopo me hair by hair code I share me ginger hair to see I say na abaso hair code also you available for all hair services in Unauthorized otimi yenso otimi style then na wo person ye ma friend see ya naija on best style wonyi ma 0244065062 and a hair code number atade e share me fefefe emanat and a watchwa ne nsa no just we me styles fefefe o emanat to me ye corporate or to me ye bridal or to me ye just casual wear or wadakuman for no so was 0273990949 so now obeje also apamatade fefefe fashion na dye fabrics na di fabrics no mai dye say me nko man kofo Anidaso with fabric fefefe we inti dye so wo Wisconsin road no so obetimi afriend was 0509612753 na macheche mu say ye bama wona sabi Anidaso asama om me pese me ma wo hwe video bi wo hwe video na obeti asem na me kire na se na wo hwe video no spa na say sister bra just my uncle hwe video no ye ba in community a me see ye bra Anidaso no ye de be hwehwe so mo hwe video yi Anidaso ye wo homa muda UTV4 ya hye mo boy nkwan de ye bedi so ye fra me Mzgee na o hwe video yi a ya hwe sisi ai odofo ya say eyo na mi production team and the kotra video mo send video me see but engaging Anidaso wo ho inti na ene ya hihye dwumadi say ba petwetwe cerebral palsy honkom because akola na we di 6 years na ni mama kra na video na wo hwe mu mama no was studio ha oni ye betwetwe nkomo na afei ya pe won na wo nimdie e wo saa yare we mu ye sani omo so twetwe nkomo wa kire yen de sese yeye de ani kwan se yeye e ba ne sen empo ne ye duru ha ni nyina ye be pipe mu nti me nko ba bia na first no me introduce omo and some start say maybe some questions be sure say why open temetie mu nsem mami introduce you mami na wo hu no wo video no or hwe ne ba already 6 years your friend no Joyce ato meho ato mehe Joyce ato mehe any din ono na wawo fine boy ya mu so all dware no e wo video no also studio ha me can say ye won ko form one in there wo subjects no ye wo neurologist owo 37 ayaresabia so only say 37 there ye cut 37 a huge hospital e wo Ghana ha Dr. Chawe Feli ye ma wakwaba also ye wo on se bibisa ato wa se yeso eso kono ye mia body no on na be che se mia o se ye den yo pe abofo say therapist omo na ombetimi a kire se bibisa ya to wa na se onimo bia bibisa ya to no a wo be ne sen therapy no aseche sen obecheche ye ni nyinemu ono so free Ga East Municipal Assembly Municipal Hospital Ga East Municipal Hospital ye friend Delali Esubontin ye ma wakwaba yo alomado ways on now Joyce like a fun me call for no ba ofie se na ye hu video yi na me nim se me starting bisa say you look very young. What is saying? 33 years. Now, Bani did 6 years. It's all no. Now we did bear 28. Oh, now 27. 28. Honor. Now, Rebecca say, a Bani saying.
When I went to the hospital, I was asked to come for antenatal. So when I got there, I was asked to be coming for the regular checkup. So me call on the 18th, I abnormally scanned. So so everything was okay. So from then, I normally go to the hospital, me baffy. So almost time for her to come out. So I started having pain, sharp pain in my lower abdomen. And I mean, say, maybe in course we until my call hospital. Until me do hospital no, and I mean, say, me yasi, me ya. And a doctor I check here or say, mommy we okay, me say be okay or say okay. And so mom me back here. So when I came to the house, I realized around 10 o'clock, about 10 o'clock, and I miss you pie. That was Wednesday. To me kunu rush me call hospital. Yeah, do one check say akola no one do baby and do 3 centimeter point me check akra. But the water too has broken. And to me I was going through pain, serious pain. So when they removed the child for me, I must say me check akra. So the next day, that was Wednesday to Thursday. So later on, around 4:30 now, and I'm be mommy first labor. You see me say so that the baby can come faster and burst still. So around 6:30, now I'm home and mommy be by midwife. So when she came, she was like, no, I think it's time. So I have to push. This one, I have to do it by force. So I was pushing. The child was not coming on back. And I said, hey, God. So my husband was in the labor room with me. Mommy so and so we now move on. At long as before we realized the baby came, my breath was off. But Kolano on su. And I called Nusa Chichiri Nikon 3 times. And see, and when Oba and one said the skin I had to say alligator, I had rubber skin. And because me who chim to me who are colony and miss then ye any colony almost so normal because who newborn some maybe who says some whitish nyama be one so say okay. So after that, they have to beat the baby for the baby to be able to cry. And thank God that she cried. And they removed the cord around her. And then we were taken to omudia call mommy for baby awu ye no omude be call honu enti ye call honu my baby was not sucking well na me say then na call so enti me dem family satu ni so na me bompaye sa na o start nufu no enti the first nufu mo so mbe num no one num ni nyina enti o start so ni temperature running that very day no no ye no and I'm checking the temperature. I call 41. So I record nyama. You see, then the call so and me couldn't trap picture and say we any normal. And before me we no VRE. And from them we see yanko akosombo. We see yanko koforidia. And you call honum to the doctor. Like the doctor on duty was not also around, so we have to bring her back to the house while she was young like that, as small.
Now, omuka se munko akosombo munko koforidia no. Almost
say because of the way like the temperature no running no. So we have to take it there because like those things then I say okay. So yeah by you know and so because of money to her we're not able to go back again. So later on the 8th day and I realized that she turned yellow. Very, very yellow because you can't even to me so no. Also no like oh yeah she. So normally, even as young, as small as she was, yeah, we far a tower near their two in so near their chichirino. So small and was very, very tiny because was having breakages all over his skin in that. Fact, I had time. And see,
at what point and I catch you say they are too bunny.
So when we did 3 months. You say
nti na who ye shisa e ko mo fan fan ko hospital no bi
ye di no koye later on ye di no koye no mo di no add to the therapy incubator no and mo di phototherapy mo ye ma no but one thing so because of the way ni skin ayenti omo antumi hu ni line omo antumi hu ni line so omo antumi exchange blood mano into omo jane so the normal oral medication omo di be mano na omo di mano and to omo yes na ye di no ba fie so later on so it started around 2 months I was starting born to say kako yes born pa omo ni skin na discharge na soon the really all the whole hair in fact I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. So I decided to keep quiet because I thought that I was the only one that was perceiving it. So my mom was like, maybe I had to say, Obano, Obon. And I said, Ma, it's a day. My first child, me. And I'm that day, in fact, I come and say, my friend, me no hug him and say, maybe, meaning say, this is not what we expecting, but just hold yourself. So me mommy and me kunu always me cousin radio me that say one mommy husband said he's able to stand with me. They all realize say wait there it's not some this is not a child that you should say what ba say o person fa ba also me ba o skin e too like yes this skin the skin was smelling. I was like, God. Then I console. So there was one time that she couldn't even onto me and Didi, and I make kunu besum like was singing for her to keep quiet. Then my mom was just standing. I watched her through the window. I said, then am I here? Because I was expecting. I just got married. My call honeymoon and Mikunu was the first person for me to marry as a virgin. So me beside Radi say, I didn't know like Obama me base because my dream say menya base. So 3 months, 6 months. I say 6 months to me nanti ofani to na I say like I penye ni skidi na bed enti me
a doctor for then no more catch him.
By then, you know, because of the way I call we are spending sika, so we couldn't. And to me, I'm fine. I call hospital in time because of sika, and because of that, immediately I have to me job. I say because all my savings need na spend it hospital. So yeah, to me I'm found out call early. So thank God say make we Mzgee loan be na ye di no call children hospital. Obi say fan no call children hospital nti e do
Mzgee loan ansa na mutumi ne call hospital.
Na
ansa na wadwuma say na we ye den.
Be a fitness instructor.
Are you serious?
Yes. Be a fitness instructor.
Ana wadwuma wo ye.
Yes. We training kofo, we call stations, we call schools, companies, na we training kofo. Sana.
And na wo kunu so ye den.
We a teacher. We a teacher.
So Mzgee loan na mutumi de call hospital. No call hospital ben.
Children hospital.
Okay. E wa kra. And mu ka so den.
Nti ye do on say kola benti nurse ye do on say then me say oya me ba because by then say ni skin ni na ayeti say excuse me, it's a monkey.
Hey!
Afra like peeling no akata na nim ni na me say me ba ni and omo di no call and because of omo person obi an hu no and say omo cover up and your call no and omo call your lab and even to the month to me is very scarce obenya ni vein because of the skin month to me na and I say so doctor no ba say madam bra o say me bra and me do one now say madam call back and offer me kunu and later na me kunu catch him say this is what the doctor say. This and this and this. We buy cerebral palsy. Which one to is cerebral palsy? Because man be that. So which one is this one too? So we thought he say something say maybe from 1 month a bit jai. Oh.
And I want one to say and church mu say na be kono. I say no ebia say na obey na bibisa.
You call ya no say this it's jaundice, almost jaundice, maybe that's the cause of it. Until you do fear. So cerebral palsy, it's a kind of a long-term something. So we manage. In fact, I may break it down. In fact, I broke down as a young lady at that particular moment. In fact, God bear me witness. Me come to gym. Me say I didn't me come manage me basi and and our doctor say, oh, we will be back so on. And I say, but we at least ni skin yama okay. And I'm more checking as soon on to mint. They can't hear.
Wow.
I'm more checking the eyes, almost a cortical blindness. And I say, and to me, and so what should I do? In fact, and yes, a radia, and then my husband, and then my mom's prayer, I would have run away from the child. Because it was smelling. The discharge a dose in such a way say, to me, like, you know, you can't even associate yourself with hospital. And because of that, after that, catch me say, this is what is happening, mommy. Me say me in hospital biome. Me say me in call. And I baffy na medication the man and no midi yedi manusa o fear on.
Na sisi a wa yes na se we di 6.
What is 6?
Ba no your ba.
A girl.
Wow. Do you want to kakra man why? Na as story we dey. Dr. Chawi, is this a rare case? And I say cases are what is anti unim say it's normal.
So first, definitely not normal. But I would like to say to Joyce, you're very brave for sharing your story. And the load you carry is not an easy one. And you need as much support as can be given. So it is unfortunately not as rare as we would like it to be. Cerebral palsy is not a disease. It's a result of damage that happens to the child either whilst in the uterus, so that's inside the mother, or during the birth process, or immediately after the birth process. From the story that Joyce has told us, it looks like she had a very bad infection. I cannot know now what it was at that time, but the trauma of the birth itself, what seems like asphyxiation, so being choked by the umbilical cord, then the infection that she had following the birth is altogether the things that damaged her brain and possibly her other organs. There's so much I'd like to say, but I think I shouldn't. What happened, very unfortunate, and I'm really sorry, Joyce, that you had to go through this, but there was failure on several levels during the whole process of the birth. And it is sad to state that the lack of financial capability also contributed into the outcome that we have now. Things still happen in the best of places, in the best of situations when you have a lot of things available, but the time delays, the difficulty with treatment, the unavailability of perhaps a neonatal intensive care unit, those kinds of things probably, and the fact that at some point healthcare was not sought for financial reasons, all contributed to where we are now. No way should the parents of a child with cerebral palsy or any other illness feel that they are being blamed for what has happened to the child. So Joyce, please, you did, and you are still doing the best you can.
On that note, when you raise her, because I was going to ask you a lot of things, but when you raise her, she doesn't have to feel the blame. I feel you blame you, go for blame you, or say because before I to ask, because when you no
blame me the mania bebre. Almost say because maybe I try send me abortion. Me try send me no me draw or like with so many things. So yes, Anna, every time me blame me. Like I say, what have I done? My baby Anna, like so that kind of self-judgment. I was kind of blaming myself because of the words people were saying. I say and so bad, so me do not me call her say like me say in fact the blame was just too
now
much.
try so bad about it.
Never.
What say then because of car say or checky or yes that abnormal test. One say do hono oh yes that test na you see everything is okay. Utu wadwum.
So first again, Joyce, I'm really sorry that you had to hear things like that in your address. Human beings can be very wicked. Please don't take any of that. It is also absolutely normal human nature to look inwards and think, is there something that I could have done? Again, no, Joyce, no responsibility on the outcome on you at all. It's not an abnormality scan, it's an anomaly scan.
Okay.
It is done at a certain period to see if there is a abnormal development of the fetus, that's the baby inside the mother. That scan can detect major abnormalities, but that scan alone does not guarantee a perfect outcome. The way antenatal visits are structured is to, number one, make sure the mother is healthy, make sure the mother has the anomaly scan, and major things have been ruled out or identified as being present. Then the continuing antenatal checks are also to make sure that as the baby continues to develop, if there is something that can be detected, it is detected. Unfortunately, not everything is simply detected either by a blood test or the scan, because physically, structurally, the baby may look normal, but still have some issues. There are a whole variety of illnesses that can happen to a child. Some of them are genetic, some of them are congenital, some of them may be related to illness of the mother, not Joyce's case. The illness of the mother, the difficulty of the pregnancy, the way the pregnancy and the labor, the birth is handled. All of these things contribute to the outcomes of the little baby that is born.
Before I go to the therapist, you say you're educating for because Oka say, not or continental, or be so horse, because me call intimacy, but concern be I was where is to say the illness of the mother. A illness be some pie me and I may feel feverish and a illness I known. A tour, a cell satisfied old dream say. So,
with respect to the mother's health, There are lots of different things. The mother is a human being like any other human being, can get malaria, can get COVID, can get the flu, can get any illness. And when the mother is not well, it impacts on the ability of her to grow a little human being inside her. So apart from things that can happen to anybody, there are also things related to the mother's health that can also impact the outcomes of the pregnancy. And then the medications that the mother is given whilst unwell and pregnant. Those all can influence how the baby develops.
Therapist, would you say ACAV? Yes, yembra na ACV yes yembra therapist hono. Sabi then obey amano ebetimi amana Anidaso bi.
Inti ejuma yen ne say ye be assess akola no. Usually ye be share say what stage, what's the level of damage that has occurred and what can the child do. So we are looking at the yeah share nyoma akola no be to me aye because Anidaso ewo ho. Inti ye be share then no to me yes is here afein so then ni ebetumi dia aka ho ama ya atumi aye nyoma na ontumi nye no into ye fa the development of akola ye hwe se obetumi ama ne kon agina afein so ye betumi atena ase ye betumi asori agina ho afein so ye betutu into depending on severity na ye having no some of the kids will be able to go through therapy ye betumi afei omo kon begina betumi atena ase ebi nso betumi etutu ebi nso yetumi hu se baby ekono yentumi engina ho yentumi entena ase je se ebi a yatena akonwa a supporting ebe ma yen sa support no afei nso ye the exercises be to ho ma akola na obeye se dia ne joints no enye weak all through afei nso stiffness now more experience no ebeba form but each child different inti sana Joyce de beye no enye sa na akosua mansa de enso beye inti ye assessing kola no based on the case by case basis inti ye share o problems are then we tailor your therapy towards those goals afein so with regards to therapy, it's not just exercise, but also talking to mother, no, letting them know what the problem is and how long they have to be in it for. Because and yet to say Nana Joyce, they cannot just say 1 month a day be afe or ye we are na akola ne ho atono. And sometimes, most of the time, no mothers ne ntia say enye 1 month ade inti sometimes mobile therapy ne kakra no ma be mubu inti no mejai omutumi jaya omobeba no na complications bebre asete in na afi ama treatments no ayedin afi so sometimes so no not that omejai but sikasem ho edin and that forms are inti omoba no sika ho ayedin inti it's not even so mobile hospital nimpona hospital ni free and so fa cancer no maba akola no so most times no kola obewo mo by 2 years we jai diaper bo it is 6 years or I'm sure so that's about diaper all those costs no financial burden na mothers parents ne bear inti ma adding therapy costs and transportation to therapy no most times you try to get support for them groups into your trauma and the goal is to empower you said ya okwa wa obetumi aya makola na enye de bia obeba ye ho into maybe long appointments so that they can go through the process but and that form adding
babu born you bebre so me pese me call break here ba maybe sano ono ne tibie no se na ete se na wacheche mu se obi akosua mansa de betimi aye different from one de na yen sure ono ne case no cause say akola no hu ade ene on ti asem nti ye beye ne sen dokacha we ye ban so a wo so wo beboa ye se etuwa ede na obeye mpofri mu a wuti sa asem na be manage ne sen se na Joy se timi akrakra ne de 6 years na afi ye san so hwe emwa bi wo ho ma Joyce na se na akola ni sa neti ana se bibi wo ho a obi so e bi owo sa case ni bi e wo fie no ono nso behwe de obeye nti ye ko break aba Anidaso ye wo ho mamuda. Odofo yema wakwa aba biom de ba Anidaso ye wo ho mamuda me ye sure se mo am follow fit beginning ebi wo kona wasi egu chese nyuma ye ti no ene wo show yi so no asifimo ebi go through nyoma o but ye de Anidaso aba nti fra wo nua na ka che ne se yesua ade emom se ebi di ya but yesua ade se na ebe ya betimi yesu ehu se na betimi omo atena ye call break hi no Joyce bombing komo but for the sake of what ebi asesia na wo join ye no ma me ncheche nsem kakra ncho ye discussing cerebral palsy na ye nua Joyce se video ni ebetimi yi video ni bra me kasa obi hu say production for ko ni fie owo ba we di 6 years oba na no chiremu so okowo ye hu complications na fedie yo ebedru ye ni wahwe akola ne so saa ma akola ne di 6 na Joyce kasa no o kanyema bebre bia obehwe repeat no so a ebeboa na obekọ social media kọhwe beboa but Dr. Chawe of 37 a ye neurologist ono so chire nyoma mu kakra say obebeka say ade wan kọhwe ana say yenim se na yebu atempa obebeka say ade wan kọhwe akola no but Dr. Chawe say obetimi akọhwe o nso enu nchire say enu anu no bibi betimi ese okwan so maame no betimi ayare bibi betimi ato betimi asesa otibie anasa akola no nso beba no na nyoma no nye pepepe tese na wo hwe ena Dr. Subontin Madam Subontin so Afriga East Municipal Hospital so oye therapist o chire se na nkola no cerebral palsy enye ade baako obetimi bisa se ade na Joyce yeti se na obi a wonim ne de entesa ono so chire mu se obetimi aye ne se bi wo ho aye se ebetimi aboa ma na aye se nti Anidaso de ebi wo ho nti se mabone to fama wa ma yento aye nkomo no so because nyuma bebe wo ho still say yeti ye call break na Joyce ka che me say baby edu na edu baby kra na social media so no musresika na tse nkofo apo omo ama omo nya ebimpo omo ntimi fa kola na nko baby na ontimi fa nko baby de no timi di na hospital Joyce usan ka chere me say si ana asen na so na bie first uka say ye wo no onte asem na hu ade nso but usi say ensesan abem nti chere nkofo wa ka chere me but nkofo so person omote
okay so do time be na minimi kunu yes so 5 cd just 5 cd on an altar like praying telling God that God we are giving like we are giving you this sebwa yebanu because ye ni hwe ye betumi di mouth and miraculously the next following day you know I use ear aid or use ear aid and
for how many years no use ear aid
for almost 2 years
okay
no use ear aid no and you who say the next day no miraculously I didn't know you free nasu so I don't know the lady me say makafui no mom is smiling face because I am very scared so who say no obesere or mom is smiling I say and I'm friend me kuno say be show onu so friend no I say makafui I started smiling so I started jumping say me cause say no me who say ofan na because won nanima bako aye say talanku bako right one no enye straight say ye there bako aye say and we no cause na me say we are moving because it doesn't move. Wow. It's always stag at one place and me say then I cause until me here say no blinky cause me say baby cause when I started on the TV man until me friend doctor bako now say if that is the case me fan no brand so you check up no so realize say baby there was a assistant and say or say if that is to stimulate the eyes be like maybe it's a cartoon or something to stimulate the eye and I started on TV man and since then realize say or started then she can also hear to the glory of God.
Na na uka share me so say edu baby na social media ho na muti stress with ka.
In fact, I do baby, I were admitted in the hospital for 4 months.
Hey.
Yes.
Then na ekoso.
Oxygen. She was on oxygen. Her oxygen level always down. And you know, most of the time she was not able to eat, so they put NG tube through her nose too. So I want to me didi efa. And the oxygen so sa. And the ebe do time na sikano medication ebe tono yenibi. And the me ko hide wo corner bi. Na me ko live Facebook me so. This is what they are me family. And immediately me ko na me fa you know most at the hospital yes be pini se obefa phone atu ba so na me sere doctor back oba honom se me pouch me ni hwe me kunu ni hwe we in fact we have exhausted everything that we have to do. And immediately I don't know yes he said like ama bopi all the colleagues friends in like unim like everybody was just far. When you call this one, oh, I have this, you call this one. So and I said, okay, that is the. So we just leave it like that. So you call Facebook and I say, please, I'm a woman. I have my dignity is there at stake, but I just have to let whatever I have to do. Say, me bano ne hu beton wa me. The only thing say me, I will not give myself for a man, but anything I have to do for me to even drag on the floor, me to me so we call Facebook. In fact, the first, the second day, oh, people laugh at me, mock me, say, oh, me back or say, na me say me be stressika. In fact, it was humiliating. In fact, I cried. That day self my nyashwi through Facebook. But I said I would never give up. And to me, couldn't buy yourself. Like he was not happy why I have to go to social media. And me punch Oga. This is the thing. And see, any day, and I'll say, Since then, I may say, Oga, me call why. So whatever we have to do, I have to support you because also cause kakra na odi bebano. Me so give this the chance I have to do so that people can help because we are not. It's not a fake thing. Say yeah, dada ni passe and yeah me bane video ne muhunu and by then muhunu skinner. It is only grace. And to muhunu and by the grace of God, almost 30. Send this oh I can remember even there was one person was standing 0.5 pesos. In fact that thing womakuma to now me say already nipa no baby all want to shranu mommy because that man even 0.5 pesos has done something. No almost 30 years sending medication to be able to pay Niama since then till now. Even baby I better even Facebook. Because Facebook because company house person obi am person ni ba cause ni skin ba but say sometimes ni skin be normal all of a sudden now start appealing worse and worse so that's how the face is going up and down so yes and almost severe they don't so always we are indoor 24/7 in fact it got to a point say mania depression I nearly got yes and you ready and anka me ebe from mommy because I couldn't stand, I couldn't do anything because man to me and call even sometimes church man to me and call church.
And I will call also
me call church. Me call but now thank God say me call if you mock me, you mock me. Anything person yeah because this is my daughter. I can't throw her away at a point. I junior ba say me person me journey but me journey me could on to me, ni kwa on to me. So since then me catch me who say whatever I have to do say me ba whatever I have to do to just make her happy and to get her medication, her food and other things. So that's what we are doing today.
Me who say me say camera to me zoom in I say ni na no den ye ho.
Okay, seizures too. Otanya seizures. And anytime seizures no ba. Obet to be here very stiff. You want to me like say ube no. So most of the time because of the mamichi, my spine, right? I can't too much bend like this, but I'm trying my best. And to me do not to a form. And so yes, I know I so no blood. And to some time who say moja to sa no ye de be and yes I me wa dini na and the teeth also removed 1 2 3 4 yes. And also about 1 minute, like he swallowed it.
Swallow the teeth?
Yes, he swallowed the teeth. So one time, or passes two nane, we saw it inside. Because I was so much critical, say, and Korea, baby, like all those things. Because we're in the hospital too. So we saw it because I was trying to monitor it. We saw it was small inside. So it's the seizures that causes or also are not bitey nanu. So also they've affected this one. So this one too is also going inside, aside this one.
Doc, what can be done?
So seizures are not unusual at all with children with cerebral palsy. Not all children with cerebral palsy have seizures, but it is very common. There are medications that reduce the likelihood of seizures. For some children, it is easy with one medication to reduce the frequency of the seizures, how often they're having the seizures. For some children, again, it all depends on the extent of the brain damage. It can be a little bit difficult.
I hear me the waka say extent of the brain damage. Ebia similarities, differences, cerebral palsy. Now, one say bibi yare bia yet me didn't back. Ana bibi bia to bia so we dear. Certain all kind obi beka say we dear nsuo ba we dear okoje once on so ka say sana na nkofo fa nti yen try say ye be share so akola ne ti say say ebia uhu na wo akola ne say wo ye say ko hospital so obetimi a what a nyoma ubehu a esa wo kenya wo.
So just to clarify, cerebral palsy is not one disease. Cerebral palsy is what we call a collective term. So under what we say is cerebral palsy is a variety of different conditions that affect the functioning of the brain. And as I mentioned before, it can be because of an intrauterine infection or a genetic condition or the mother's illness. So for cerebral palsy, except for the few genetic conditions, most of it cannot be detected before birth. And for some of the cerebral palsy, it is something that has happened to the baby immediately after birth that has caused the damage. So an infection, trauma sometimes can lead to the umbrella term of cerebral palsy.
Trauma.
Yes. Yes. So even the birth process can be traumatic for the baby. Joyce mentioned the umbilical cord. That is potentially trauma, and it's choking of the baby so that blood doesn't get to the brain. So oxygen and sugar, which is supposed to feed the brain, doesn't get to the brain, and that is what damages the baby. And unfortunately, life happens. A baby can be dropped. We have human beings that are not the kindest. The baby can be hit. Things happen. The baby fell. All that is trauma, and that can happen. It doesn't happen often, but it is not impossible for it to happen. And that's why we tell the new parents, take care of your child. Don't put your child in a car seat or not in a car seat. Or if the child is riding a bicycle, but that's for older children. But trauma happens, sometimes not out of ill intention, sometimes out of ill intention. But trauma does happen.
Age because akolana ba a months-old babies net to me yoma. And I say, but me the 7 cry a faina.
No. For it to be called cerebral palsy, the damage to the brain has to happen either inside the uterus, during birth, or immediately after birth in the first month, maximum 2 months after birth. Everything that happens after that has a different term for it. But it is essentially, cerebral palsy is essentially brain damage incurred from a variety of causes in the during labor, or postnatal period.
Me name say me therapist ho ansa na me sambra ho ba me pese me bisa say Anidaso bi wo ho. Se Joyce by say no oti then na obetimi aye bi apart from so be therapy bibi wo ho e say e bia e so ye bi cat therapy no ho.
So as Madam Asubonting mentioned, every child with cerebral palsy, or every child in general, is unique. Each child has its own problems. and extent, even if it's the same problem, extent of those problems. So it's difficult to say that, oh, everything will be fine. And this is what can be done. I do have to say physical therapy is one of the biggest tools we have to support brain development. So when a child is born, they still have development, they still have to do as they get older. The physiotherapy is one of the best things we have to stimulate that development. But whether or not the child may be able to become normal, and that happens, or improve, that also happens, or not improve at all, sadly, that also happens, depends on the degree of the problem that they have, and in fact, the nature of the problem that they have. That said, physiotherapy is still the best tool we have to help stimulate brain development, even with different degrees of trauma.
Okay. Me ba wo hona ube rapi apama me bisao die etumi tu obi a obeka say o me ye therapy e betimi bibi etimi esa because one say obi was so hweni ha betimi aye akola ne biom de aye na aye nti ye nja ne sa but before me ba o say me hu so therapy ni bia utumi ko therapy ni bi.
Actually, we were going before, but I had to stop Mzgee because of the skin. You know, we are human beings, and sometimes you can't blame people. Because every time they didn't cause her because of the skin. Most of the people therapy now. Person Beno, I say like as if say me bano, like that kind of they don't want to touch her. And so on several occasions, and I'm so okay, just teach me what I have to do. So one day I may say, oh, chair me. So what should I do? What should I do? And I use my own fitness little knowledge to also add up. And I also, aside that, to the extent you have to take taxi, I can't carry her in trotro. Because anything noisy, seizure setting, and she doesn't like heat too because of the skin. So all these things, I also factors me to me call a bounty. Always inside. So you didn't cause like I don't feel happy. I rather feel sad whenever I take her there because the way I see how they, they react to other children and then my own. That's in fact that one it kills me inside a lot because I want somebody to show me love with my child, but me because udu baby I had to say like as if she's this child that nobody can touch. But I understand we are all humans, but it kills me inside. That is one of the things. That's why I do my own thing in the house and then I have to watch YouTube. I watch YouTube and thank God, glory be to God. Now when you put her in the chair, she can at least sit, but not because she has they've diagnosed her with the spine. Is it? I forgot the name. The spine is not correct. It has turned like this. Yes. So because of that, she can. So when she says she sits like this, but at least it's better. She's able to, at least there's a little bit coordination. She can see and try to even sleep because she doesn't even sleep. Even concerning the seizure medication, she has been on 8. They've changed 8 seizure medication. Diazepam, in fact, mentioned them. Nothing. So now it's only miracle that makes her sleep. Onto Minda. So now the medication that we are giving to Ediman and clonazepam, even the clonazepam, we have to give her 4 milligrams instead of 2. Even sometimes they say we should give her half, but me, I give her 4. Even that 4, and then she a far more no ada, like. But sometimes you see this anxiety setting onto me. So in all, to me, like I can't take her anywhere. I'm always in the house, but what can I do?
Hey. But that is one thing. As some way I might say about ordinary therapy, so no more year akola no nti, and I say no more year omonti, onto me for no kobium.
It's very unfortunate that it shouldn't happen because we are trained to treat all people. Some of the cases are different from others. Just say obe po akola no inti se omanya, and I would want to apologize to Joyce on their behalf. It shouldn't happen to anyone. And say baby, it's difficult. and the system that have been put in place to support them should not be the place where you feel the most dejected. So I would want to use this opportunity to apologize to her, say, Sisa, because the therapy is supposed to support the mother, give her the coping tools, because editing into one now trend on your man obey, and then how to go about the process. And I like okay and different degrees into for some children, only therapy now. Okay, for some it's difficult, and it's difficult to even tell the mother, say, baby, I dream. It's not that on to me nanti. Nemum, there are tools into the nebeto akonemu assistive device. I best supporting no. Notice ya or jare no cross and or tenase no. Edding watchia into nkonya wa betumi ayɛ ama na de ne si ma ebe protect spine no ama wetumi atena se ye kakwa with that support into those tools are there, and it shouldn't be difficult to access it. But I think kakwa, I don't know which part of Auntie Joyce more kaswa it's namoko therapy no way. Yeah, but in Tikaswa, the you should be able to access in Accra. There are a lot of facilities. All the tertiary facilities have physical therapy access. District hospitals physical therapies assigned to them. Those facilities are available. Wait me a call back, but we'll talk after the show. Facilitated. There are also support groups almost supporting mothers, no, but sadly they are not in Accra. They are in the rural areas because that's where the need is most. We are looking at this in Kaswa. You can imagine what is happening at other places. Those supports are going there to reach mothers and they are offering those. It's not enough. There's a lot more that needs to be done, and it should not be small groups. I think the conversation should move to a national level where there is dedicated support for these women. In other jurisdictions, governments being supported. That's where the conversation should be going. Say there will be opportunities for these women, because to me if an obeja ne banner ato akoye. So there are groups that sometimes to me meaty support groups for mothers to help themselves, but it's not enough. And there should be more for these women to support them to take care of these children, because there are things that they can do. You'll be surprised at some of the things that children with cerebral palsy who have grown and are able to achieve and are doing wonderful things in their society. So it's all not lost. It's just a long and tiring road, but there's hope, and let's not lose hope.
Sure or say, hey, that's what work. So therapy no boarding.
Meka say Debbie. The one-time cost, share in terms of Sikemu are mostly subsidized because NHIS cover for cerebral palsy, NHIS cover. But then the other things, NHIS cover the therapy consultation, but assistive devices, mother than so those things are expensive. Transportation to therapy, into those intangible costs there. Mother nebe and no and therapy no expensive. So yes, therapy is expensive. It's a difficult question to answer yes or no, but collectively no can boma ketwa kikaboma it me, and it's not one time. The length of time I'll be therapy no and no now kikaboma a man boy thing. So it's a long road, and it makes it difficult for mothers.
It's a bind me bemuna me baby.
If I can add to what Madam Asubonteng has mentioned, absolutely right. the little bit that is covered by NHIS is still better than nothing, but it's mostly the cost of everything else. But I want to say this, and this is not to Joyce, this is not about Joyce, this is about Ghanaian society in general. Health requires investment, anybody's health, but especially for a very vulnerable population like our children, and then the mothers that have to support the children, it is national interest. And that's where there has to be policy geared towards protection of health. So not just a hospital where you go when you are sick, but facilities so that we can prevent disease. And then when disease does occur, we can support and help manage. Disease will happen regardless. There's no part of the world where disease doesn't happen. But where they are more successful in taking care of problems like these is where the facilities and the services and the infrastructure are supported and available. It's not enough to say that, oh, you can have an assistive device. Madam Asibonting was very nice when she said there are assistive devices. Try and find one. Yeah. Never mind its cost, its availability in the country is very limited. So that makes life even more difficult. People like this are already in a very, very difficult situation, and it's made more difficult by the fact that the healthcare systems are not built, structured to support these kinds of problems. The infrastructure does not exist. Half of the things that should be subsidized or paid for are not, partially because they are not available, and then the other part is because it has seemed not necessary by those who are making the policies. So as she said, very rightly, we need to speak to our policymakers to have things available so that the population in general, children are our future. It's not just a song. Yeah. And so everything has to be done to make sure that children are able to grow and become productive members of society, because it's that same government is going to benefit from productive members of society rather than a large or larger than needs to be population that needs support rather than being productive. So it is up to all of us to speak to our policymakers, insist that our policymakers get the things that we need as people to progress. It's for everybody. It's not just for the politician. It's not just for the physiotherapist. Definitely not for the doctor alone. Every single one of us is interested in making sure that our nation is going in the right direction. It's not everybody for themselves. This is not the Wild West. Yeah. If we can get things done for each other, support each other, and not allow things like poor Joyce has had to hear said, so we call ourselves religious people, holy people, and we are the same people who turn around and say wicked things like that. We should look inwards and then work together towards supporting all of us and people who need the support extra.
Lastly, the skin issue. Bibi wo ho betimi aye fa ho. Se na oka say skin nti nkofo ntumi en so akola no. Bibi wo ha obetimi aye fa ho.
It's difficult for me to answer the question because I don't know what the skin issue is. I am not a dermatologist, number one, and number two, I don't know the particular situation here. Technically, depending on what the problem is, there may be things that can be done to help support. But like I mentioned in the beginning, every child is different, every human is different. The extent of even the same problem can be different in different people.
But what's that? What's that? Say, ubianya bibisa ma affecting the skin.
Again, with the right specialists, with the right medications, with the right support, there are things that can be done. Sometimes it is not easy, sometimes it's impossible. Most of the time there are things that can be done. But for those things to be done, again, it's down to the services need to be available and accessible. It doesn't help if there's a fancy, let's say me, neurologist sitting somewhere in my office, but the person who needs my services can't afford to get to me. Yeah. So these are the kinds of things that as a society we have to look at.
Yeah, that's it. Dr. Chawi Feli of 37 Hospital and or a neurologist on here between komo afa we beka say yare a hard dream and say affecting the power dream nti wa kyerɛkyerɛ mu kakra nneɛma ɛsɛ yɛhu yɛde Joyce na ayɛ yɛ case study ene ama wa kyerɛkyerɛ mu yɛ sure sɛ wo so ni mu bi a wasua ade baako ana mmienu bi a wobɛtumi no ɛne na ahyɛ Madame Delali Subontin so free Ga East Municipal Hospital or a therapist na onua ka say after show no oni Joyce be pon komo na wa hwe baby a Joyce betimi akọ so unim say obi hia therapy so wa ka say ade ne yetimi manage na bi akola no obetini kakra obetimi atena say obetimi patchment ni fi because Anidaso wo ho ma Anidaso de bi wo ho to anamon na bibia entimi nye fine ma Joyce ye beda wase bebre na yenim say aha waba nkwa de wonko Facebook nko sreske bi yenim say nkofo mo hwe ye no mo weba abeye wadoye abeboa na nioma wo hie bia no nyame be ka obi akoma na wetimi aboa se na be ya say therapy na so do ba no ko say dermatologist ho na odi no be ko no wahwe skin na ma o ene bibia ebe ma wasetena mu aye okay nyame be boa afa Anidaso iso na wanya mwana wo he eda se woni ya be share wo story nyame nka wo ho wate doctor yeda ase madam yeda ase ahwefo ebeda mo ase bebre aha na yedi adwumadi ni bese kai se Anidaso ye wo ho mamuda se show yi ka wakoma e pa choto anamo nyame nhwa wo bebre ye fra me Mzgee da se ne ye no san share bi bye